Hello, guys, and welcome back to the BI Masters. Welcome back. Isn't that the right word? I would say. And it's been a crazy. Life has been super busy. Work has gone super crazy. Fabric is rapidly evolving, and that is the whole reason I've been into a lot of projects, majorly on the data AI, uh, especially on the Fabric side, obviously. But I'm back again with a super new lineup, and this is all about what's evolved on Fabric, and I'm going to do a couple of videos. Also, one of the topics or the demo or today's video is all about Fabric app. So what Fabric app is, how you can create an app in Fabric based on your semantic models, and I'll exactly show you step by step process how to do that. But before you go to that, if you are new to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe. If you're already stayed back with me for such a long time with my channel, hit the like button, comment, welcome back. It would really make my day, or I would appreciate that. And also, this channel is all about where we try to, go beyond the traditional Microsoft Fabric or Power BI things that we already work on day-to-day lives. But I try to look at something that is very different. And I'm going to show you exactly in this upcoming series of videos what we're gonna what Fabric has evolved into, what are the new things that you can do, and how you can change the way you work with Fabric. All right. Without any further delays, now let's do one thing. Let's get right into the video. All right. So we are inside Microsoft Fabric. Inside Microsoft Fabric, we are now going to create an app. So for Fabric app, before we go to Fabric app creation, what Fabric apps are? So these are relatively data-driven apps that you can build on Microsoft Fabric. You can use your semantic models, your data APIs, all hosted in one development. And it, as Fabric app supports TypeScript. It also supports Java-based scripts as well. So there are key features. You can connect data model to APIs. It has built-in authentication. You can do a development locally and then upload and then sync it with the app. Now to build the backend, Microsoft has Rayfin. So this is a backend as a service. It's a command line interface CLI that you can use to create uh, your applications using terminal, and you can leverage AI also to do that. So with this, they also have provided it's a free open source SDK. So this combines, provides all the details around what Rayfin is and how you can do the local development, what are the packages it sets up, installs, and so on. It has a lot of templates as well. If you see analytics templates, you can use this template to build these apps. This is all the template when we start creating the app, how it sets up. So we have all these things, and I'm going to pin this in the description as well. Now what we are going to do before we set up the app, we'll go into the admin portal settings here. We'll go to settings, and in the admin portal, we need to enable the apps for the organization. So if I search for app, so this is the setting here, enable apps preview. This needs to be enabled for the organization or for the security group, whoever wants to create the app. So this is where once this is enabled, we can go back to the hospitality workspace that I have. Here I have this hospitality dashboard that I've chosen. I want to build a better app out of this. So this is my hospitality dashboard, which has a few KPIs, visuals, and so on. So I want to give this dashboard, I want to make a complete app with a modern look and feel. So I don't like not the way we have in Power BI. So what I've done is with this, I have the semantic model as well ready for me. So I have the semantic model, and I'm going to leverage this semantic model to create the app. What I'm trying to create is basically this application. If you see, this is the command center. I want to make this command center. So once we enter the command center, it gives me all the KPIs, the booking analysis, and everything from the semantic model. Then I have the reservations, I have the groups and blocks, events, and so on. So this is the app that I'm planning to create. So hold on till the end. Please stay back to the end and let's see what we can do. And this is completely, I'm building it from scratch. So I have a step by step MD file that I've created, which I'll pass into Claude for creating this entire setup. And let's see how it works. So first step first. So let's do one thing. Let's go to the hospitality. So I have the folder here, hospitality app. Here I'll create a new app. So to create a new app, we'll click on new item, and we will then come here and search for the app. So app. So if you see, I have org app and the app preview. So this is what we are going to select, the app preview. This is a modern cloud apps. The org app is basically where we want to distribute a content in the organization like Power BI reports and so on. We would create org apps. But what we are going to do is create the modern cloud app. So I'll take this and provide this a name, hospitality, copy this and click create. So what we will do is once this is by the time the app is creating, it has created the app. If I click on view app, it says coming soon. I'll go to manage app. We are going to set up this project. So for this idea of command center that we have here, we'll set that up. Now to set that up, what we will do is we will come into a folder where we'll create the app, our custom app using Claude. So I'll go into my projects folder here, and here I have this folder called hospitality. Now see, this is empty. Now we will leverage, terminal to create or leverage AI to create this entire setup. Now what the first thing we'll do is, this is our terminal, and what I'm going to do is, let me minimize this, and let me just divide the screens into two. Even this one, I'll split this into two parts where we have side by side. Now what we will, first step what we'll do is, we'll look at the version of Java. So I'll do a node -v, and it says this 21, and I would say Claude version because I'm going to use Claude for this. So let's Claude version. So it will look, so Claude also is set up. Now first step, because we already have created the app here, we don't want to create this entire app again. We will be using a data template because we are going to use a semantic model. So what we will do is, my app is there, so I want to scaffold the app locally. Now for scaffolding the app, what I want to do is, firstly I'll have to navigate to this folder. So I'll copy this, I'll come to terminal, cd projects hospitality, I move into this folder. So anything that I create now will be into this folder itself. And now I'll start scaffolding the app. Now scaffolding will take at least 5 minutes. The command is npm create Microsoft Rayfin backend as a service that we have, the hospitality app name, and in the workspace hospitality that we have here, it is, we wanted to create into this space, the name as hospitality app. So we will now, we can hit enter, and now give it few minutes to set this entire app up. It'll take us a few minutes. So it is creating this template data app into the folder. So let's give it a few minutes. It will take at least 5 minutes to set this entire thing up. If you see, it is cloning from the GitHub Fabric Analytics template. So it has taken all these files that are present here. Now it will start scaffolding from this external data. So 77 files it's creating. Now it will install all the dependencies. Now we'll have to wait till all the dependencies are set up. So while we do this, I'm going to turn my camera off. So here, if you see, we have all the templates set up, we have the dependencies installed, scaffolding files are all set up. All this is present in this hospitality folder here, and it basically helps us to, it brings it all the data from Git, and has all the playwright set up, the config CLI and everything. And the Rayfin you'll have deployments and so on. Now the next step is that we'll have to start building the app. So to build the app, what we'll do is, we'll come back to the terminal, and now within the terminal we will go into the hospitality folder. So we already are in the hospitality folder. We will create a directory. So we will call this as a design directory, and I will just paste this command. So mkdir design. So what this does is, if I go up here under hospitality, there's a design folder created. Now what you want to do is, you want to copy the mockup files and the build files. So what I have here, I have this files here. I'll copy these files and I'll paste it here. Okay. Now since these files are here in the hospitality design folder, we are going to use Claude now to kind of start creating the applications. Now what we will do is, we'll go into Claude. Now let me clear everything, and let's go to Claude. Now I am going to open up Claude, which is on my Romax account. And now with this, use this MCP server, I would say yes, and we'll be into Claude. Now we will give the first prompt to Claude. So let me copy the prompt, and here what I'm going to do is paste the prompt. So if you read, this is a Fabric app scaffolded by data frame app. First, let's explore the project and tell me how it authenticates to Fabric. Connect to the query semantic model, and then we use the spec and the design mockup. Connect to my semantic model here that I have, that which is my hospital semantic model here. So we can look at the workspaces and the group details here as well. So workspace is fine, and then I look at the semantic model, ends with, so this is my group, and here I have a modeling data set 24 this, and it ends with 15. So this is right, 15, right? And the purpose is to plan the para command center. Now let's ask Claude to run its own analysis. So now this is all about how we are going to work with Claude, and this will keep on continuing. So here, if you see, it is all reading source file, design files, and everything. And let's wait. CLI status check. I'll come here. Now here, it asks me for a few things. So what is theme that you want to keep, and what sequence you would like us to build. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say stop of the vertical slide. Now this is where we'll start building it phase by phase. Now going to submit the answer. So this have the two questions. I said yes to this, and I click on submit answers. Now Claude will do its own work. And this is the point we don't have to, we can just sit and do other work as well. I'm recording this so that, it goes through the sessions, and I'll have the videos loaded in phases as well so that you don't have to sit here till this is complete and so on. So let's wait for Claude to do its magic. So if you see here, it is evaluating DAX because, first is schema discovery and DAX validation. So it is going to look at all the DAX that is there, evaluating the semantic model, and it's going to do its own work at the backend. So this is where I would like to proceed with yes. So it will keep on giving us the commands. So this is how Claude generally works on the CLI side. You can also use your Claude desktop to do this, but I'm using CLI so that I can show it to you side by side. So it is using the info view measures to look at the measures. So for the app, you want to ensure everything is perfect. And now if I say it is given as a few commands, and I would say yes for the, don't ask again for this kind of commands. So anytime the same command comes in, it will automatically accept it. And you can choose to skip over this video. So if you see, it is looked at all 71 measures. Now it is going to look at the column names, group bys, and everything. If you see, it has created this. Here, let's select column, which is the DAX. Now, if you see, it has completed the phase 1. So phase 0, schema discovery. It says I have not asked it to write the files yet. So that's why I have asked it to stop, and we did vertically. Now I will say go ahead. Yes, go ahead. I'll just do, let's go ahead. Now it will start building all the rest of the phases, and once it's complete, we will go to review that. So let the Claude do its magic, and we will be back. If you see, it is writing all the lines, it is creating all the scripts at the back end. So all these scripts are being created by Claude. You don't have to write anything. So as it continues, it has written all this source queries, cube.typescript. It is writing everything as you proceed. So let us give Claude its own time to create these entire steps, and we will be back. So if you say if revenue trend is needs monthly block, so it is creating the exact query. So this is the query that it is creating, and so on. So I'll just proceed on to this and ask it to continue work, and we'll keep on monitoring this. So it has now created the second phase. It's completed the second phase because the theme and everything is going to go on. Everything will be stitched to this. So it has completed this step, and now it is building the theme, shell, and landing. So let's give it more minutes to complete this, and we will be back. So even if you see one thing here, as the queries are processing, Claude is also looking at creating some tests. So here it is going to check, it is going to add focus unit testing for all this data, and it check the status, and it says all the tests are passed. and so on. So after the testing, it will continue to build the page. Now, if you see, Claude is writing by, so now here, all these three phases are complete. So it has completed, all the tests are complete. It says, all the vertical sizing is complete. Now it is writing it to memory, and we will look at the next step of what we want to do. So it is reading the file, recalling memory, and doing its own things. Now, if you see what Claude has done here, it has completed the vertical slice, and this is what it has built for now. It has built the theme, it has built the app shell, it has built the cinematic landing, sparkline charts, and so on. Also, it has now has a live overview page, hero banding, and so on. So validation passed, live data, all values match, there is no errors, everything is clean, all the test is passed, and it is now asking me to continue. So we can go ahead and continue. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Steps. And now, because it has it in the memory, now it will continue with the remaining screens. Plus the full entity. So we want to finish off this. And now it took us like around 30 minutes to get to this first page. And let's give Claude, the next steps for it to create. So it's still thinking. And let's see. So it's thinking more with the sessions. It's lollygagging. I don't know what that term means, but it's interesting. So we'll allow it some time to complete and we will continue our setup. Now on it. Now this is a big phase. So remaining for operation layers, Copilot, or it's going to track everything and then start its all next setups. All right. So it's going to do phase 4, 5, 6, 7. So let's continue with that phases now. So now if you look here, Claude has completed building up all the screens. So his screens are ready. Overview, reservations, groups, events, sales pipeline, Guest 360, Copilot, everything is set up now. What it is asking me now, two things that he wants to change and what it wants me to do. So we will, it asks me to do a live voter validation. It activates a persistence and, these are two things. But I guess we can start off with the first step. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to provide Claude the live portal validation. So I'm going to say, let's go ahead with live portal validation. And now it will go ahead and do the validation by itself. And then we come up and see what is the next step of this. So this is how it is going to work. So let's see how it goes ahead and, does the validation. And we will be back. So what it did here was it has completed all the validations here. I've asked it to go through this. Now it is asking me that I need to sign in to Fabric. So there's a new window that has opened up here and I'm going to sign in into Fabric here. I'll sign in using my password. It'll ask me for the authentication. Yes. And we'll go back to Fabric now. And so on. And here, and I'll put in, I was able to sign in. Let's look at the app. Let's see, it's nothing in here because you're not loaded this. So still the window is here. We have nothing in here as well. So let's see what Claude has to say about this. Let's going through it and we'll be back with what the output of this is. All right, now since the testing is all set up and ready, so it has completed everything from its end. I have asked it to go to the next step. Now it is going to ask me, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to publish the app with Rayfins, activate the services, and then Rayfin up, or then real backend bindings? So what we will do is, for this exercise, we will do the two-step two, and we can then say five. So we'll do first enable data persistence. And we do it this way. Now we tell it to first do the data persistent and then go with the Rayfin. Now it is going to look at persistence and then let me know what it is. So we can wait till it's complete. The same thing. So it publishes the app. So let's see and then how it works. So I believe it took us around an hour to complete this. Let's see how. Actually, it's not published. That's been still not live. But let's wait for it to finish. Now, if you look at the output here, it has completed everything that it was supposed to do. What it completed, what was the overview hero, and overview events, Copilot, all these themes. And if you look at this app is now available on Fabric. Now I can go back here and I open up this app, I refresh this app, right? Now if you see, if it once it loads, it has it will connect to Fabric because it's connected to the semantic model. And now if you see, the app is live inside Microsoft Fabric. It gives you total revenue, reservations, active blocks, and then I go to command center. Now if you see, it has all the live data here. I can search for the guest or block here. I have a light theme versus a dark theme. I have some notifications. Obviously, it may need some little bit of tidy up, but if you look at this page is created, it has the revenue trends, then analysts are on double smoking, so filters are all working. So I can click on a specific filter and it works properly as expected. I can look at the action center. I can review this. So it can queue the action and it can evolve it more. So if you look at this live activity, I go to reservations. So within reservations, it shows me what the new reservations are. I can queue. Maybe I can extend this to create a new reservation form or something like that. But if you see, this is all working when it's a due. Then I go to groups and blocks. Here also, you can see the report is already. I can set some certain rules. Again, it will queue because we are not given it certain actions. Now it has events, how much the events are generated. It has the sales pipeline, what we have. Then we have the guest 360, what is the guest. And then I can send offer, it'll again send it to queue. We can action it. And we can search for any specific gets and so on. We can add a note and so on. And then we have the Copilot here as well. This gives us general insights. Now, what the whole idea about this is, what used to take us weeks to complete, right? It can be now done in couple of hours. So this is the whole idea about building the command center, or even if I come here and I refresh the screen here, this is my dev area inside Fabric, and I refresh this. It connects to Fabric. I have this command center line open, and so on. So I can access this on the light theme and the dark theme the way I want to do. I can change this if I want to. Obviously, it's a little bit of tidy up, but here if you see, it creates everything the way we expect it to work. All right, one last thing before you leave is a key takeaway. So when we created this app using terminal here, and when we had this app, what it also did was we had asked it to log the activities as well. So for example, it has created a database at the backend. So if you look at this is a SQL DB. It has created at the backend. What it basically does is, when I'm in the app, and within the app, if I'm making any certain actions, like for example, if I'm coming here and the reservations, I'm taking any actions, upgrade, assign room, check in. If I click on this, it gives me action queued, upgrade for this particular person. And now this data comes in back to the database here. And if I just, refresh the app, refresh this browser completely once, which of the browser I should have refreshed the database, but let's just, give it a minute. I close the others and another database here. It has this under DBO, it has multiple databases, tables. So within this table, if you see, it has provided some tasks. So new reservations that we have, it is basically updating, all these entries here, and this would be provided as a part of our system. So we can take this back and have, the tasks pending and so on, and this can again flow back into the app. So yep, this is how you can create the Fabric apps. And thank you again for watching the video. And until next time, goodbye. So, well, you've seen how Fabric apps can be created very easily. Things that used to take weeks earlier, now you can do it in a couple of, hours with the use of AI and to the best of, your idea, your knowledge, how you want it to. So, key things is when you're creating Fabric apps, give it a thought of how you want the app to look like, how it is different from your existing design that you have if you're looking at semantic models, but have a creative thought in your mind first, then create a full spec around it. And once the spec is complete, then only leverage Claude, else it will, eat up a lot of your tokens. Since I'm on the Pro Max version, I'm not pretty much worried, but it does eat a lot of tokens as well. But you have a clear picture thought process in mind, what you want to do, and this is how you can create the Fabric apps. And with this, I'm going to close this video. If you like this video, please don't forget to hit the like button. If you're new, please don't forget to subscribe. Share this video with your fellow friends who are developers who want to learn Fabric, understand what is the power of Fabric really it is coming in from. Until then, thank you so much, guys. You have a wonderful weekend. Thank you.